It's Van der Mark who holds it. It's Jonathan Rea who wants it.
Yeah, Jonathan Rea just trying a slightly different line through turn 15 there. Maybe just seeing if he's able to try and set something up for the final lap of the race. Trying to get a good exit from the GT chicane as they come across the line. There's only a tenth of a second between Rea and Van der Mark. Are they going to be close enough to try and make a move down into 5? That's been where Van der Mark's been strong. Van der Mark will take that tight line. So for Jonathan Rea, probably turn 8 and definitely down in towards the GT chicane. They're going to be his only opportunities.
It's going to the flag for second position. Jonathan Rea has finished in second place in each of 10 races so far in 2019, but he's under real risk of dropping even more points as Alvaro Bautista sprints clear out in front, and he is restricted for the moment to third position. This would be a massive result and a massive scalp for Michael Van der Mark if he can stay up in second place.
Yeah, it looks like Jonathan's just a little bit too far back to try and make the move into 8, so he now needs to really try and consolidate everything he has for the run from turn 9 into 10 and all the way down the long back straight, because he needs to attack Michael Van der Mark. It could be the GT chicane is the only place where he's going to have that opportunity.
Rea far faster by the looks of it into the left-hander, turn number 9. He's going to duck up the inside of Michael Van der Mark, and this is earlier in the lap perhaps than we expected. The two touch, and Jonathan Rea has forced Van der Mark off the circuit altogether. Who will get the power down earlier? Van der Mark still holds the position. Has he now been able to break far enough away to stop Jonathan Rea from pulling a last bend lunge?
Looks like it's a big enough gap there for Van der Mark from Jonathan Rea. Rea just tried to release the brakes on the way into turn 10. Looks like he's probably too far back to try and attack on Michael Van der Mark.
This is going to be a special moment for Van der Mark in front of his home crowd, a runner-up position, but nobody can touch Alvaro Bautista. 11 out of 11. Close run down from the line. Goodness me. We'll have to wait for the timings on that. It's less than a tenth of a second, but it's Van der Mark who's got it. Wow, Jonathan Rea did not give that up without a fight, and it's close in the run down to the line between Reiterberger and Sykes as well. Less than a tenth of a second between the two teammates. Reiterberger holds on for 6th position with Haslam down in 8th. Sheer excitement in that one from start to finish. I wouldn't like to try and rank 2019's races, but if I did, I'm sure that one would be right up there. We had the engaging duel between Rea and Bautista in the early laps. We had an entertaining scrap between Michael Van der Mark and Jonathan Rea late on, and we dipped into battles further down the order as well. There was plenty to keep the crowd here in Assen diverted.
Yeah, great battles at the front. We saw Bautista bottled up at the start of the race. Once he gets through, he's able to open up a big gap. But Jonathan Rea and Michael Van der Mark giving us a real taste of what we've seen all the way through the field this season in WorldSBK. The Kawasaki and the Ducati rider having a proper ding-dong battle on that final lap in particular.
Don't forget either how quickly Jonathan Rea made his way up through the field. That was almost like video game stuff.
Yeah, for Jonathan Rea, he was able to get himself to the lead of the race within a lap, and that's exactly what he had to do, but just didn't quite have the same pace as Alvaro Bautista, the same consistency as Bautista. And even at the end of the race, he gave up a lot of time to Michael Van der Mark in that final third of the race. It was a lot like what we saw from Van der Mark in Donington Park last year, and Van der Mark able to bridge that gap and then attack straight away, and a thoroughly well-deserved second place finish.
Second place for Magic Michael, and it was not for the want of trying from Jonathan Rea, who gave it a go. I think, if anything, it was almost a surprise to Michael Van der Mark that Jonathan Rea picked the moment that he did, and in the end, would Rea have been better served by holding back until that final sequence of turns?
Van der Mark was so strong coming through the end of the lap where he made his move on Jonathan Rea. This was really the best opportunity that Rea was going to have for trying to make a move. But down in towards turn 10, it's a really tough move at the best of times. Really tough in the last lap whenever you're up against a home rider as well. Van der Mark lives to fight another day, and he's going to be up on the podium in second spot with another 20 points there, and you can see that's what 200ths of a second translates to. But for Michael Van der Mark, it translates to far more than just a second place. He's beaten Jonathan Rea there in a straight up fight in front of his home crowd. 2 podiums today. Really good stuff for Michael Van der Mark.